These spectacular images nearly cost their subjects and those behind the lens dearly. Trolltunga. It's a stunning natural marvel that holds an intoxicating allure for adrenaline junkies and risk-takers. Trolltunga, a world-famous Norwegian rock, boasts an iconic beauty owing to its imposing stature as it juts out over the scenic fjords. This has led some daredevil adventurers, most notably famous balancing artist Eskil Roningsbakken, to take remarkable pics while hanging precariously over the side of its daunting facade. Unsurprisingly, the cliff, a landmark Norwegian tourist destination, has been the site of some tragic accidents by those for whom the risk proved too great. Bear selfie. If you ever happen to find yourself in the unenviable presence of a bear, don't use the encounter as a prime selfie opportunity. This may seem self-evident and painfully obvious to some, but apparently it isn't so clear to everyone. In fact, the poorly thought-out craze of snapping a pic with a vicious grizzly in the background grew so widespread that the U.S. Forest Service felt the need to issue a plea for national park tourists to leave the animal alone. In fact, Colorado's Waterton Canyon Park opted to temporarily shut off visitor access to the park on account of safety risks posed by the poorly conceived selfie craze. Big drop romance. An engaged couple from Washington State had a rather extreme idea for their engagement photo shoot. They, along with photographer Isaac Gauchi, the brother of the groom-to-be, found a charming old railroad bridge set over the top of a scenic riverbed. The eager groom and the reluctant bride opted to lay cuddled together atop the bridge, precariously set against the edge, with the river and plains sitting well below, and Gauchi positioned above them with his camera. The result was a sweet, intimate portrait that doubles as a dizzying vantage point for the not-so-faint of heart. Russian daredevil. Yaroslav Saheda is actually from Kiev, Ukraine, but he is one of many to take part in the predominantly Russian trend of extreme risk-taking photography. Saheda has made a cottage industry out of a jaw-dropping, vertigo-inducing selfies, demonstrating a consistent and continued willingness to literally take his passion for photography to new heights. The urban climber has scaled his way up many of the tallest skyscrapers in his hometown to capture photos that few others would have a stomach for. Lion Pounce. Dubbed the most dangerous film ever made, the 1981 Hollywood drama Roar carries a rather infamous legacy more for its wild production stories than for anything that actually ever made the cut. The movie centered on a scientist who lived with wild animals and actually used real wildlife in the production, making for a hazardous film set that resulted in injuries to 70 cast and crew members. In one heart-stopping photo from the set, a young Melanie Griffith is jumping into a pool as a ferocious lion launches itself at the actress, looking to chomp down on her leg. Miraculously, Griffith was not among those injured. Hanging out. Some people conquer their deepest fears by confronting them, and then there's James Kingston. The Southampton, UK native grew up with a fear of heights, but has since gone about putting that fear to rest by scaling just about every peak available to him. The internet sensation has funneled his passion for high-altitude stunts into an activity known as urban exploration, many of which have been chronicled through photos and videos. One such hair-raising feat shows most of his body dangling from a crane atop the South Bank Tower in London. No wonder he was arrested in 2014 after climbing Dubai's 100-story-tall Princess Tower. Fighter pilot under attack. It's hard to know what compelled this Danish fighter pilot to whip out a camera and capture a mid-flight selfie. Not only is he at the helm of an F-16 jet as it rips through the air at hundreds of miles per hour, but he also appears to have activated the launch of a Sidewinder missile, which can be clearly seen in the background. It is nothing new for a Maverick pilot to snap pictures of themselves during the flight, but it's extremely rare to see the launch of a weapon captured by camera. The image, which was released by the Royal Danish Air Force, came just days after Ellen DeGeneres engineered the most famous selfie ever at the 2014 Oscars ceremony. Foul ball. For a baseball fan, few photo opportunities are more cherished than sitting atop the famed green monster at Boston's hallowed Fenway Park. But if you're a professional baseball reporter, you'd think you'd know better than to ignore the looming presence of hulking sluggers taking batting practice nearby. Not so for then Tampa Bay Rays reporter Kelly Nash in 2013, whose green monster selfie was photobombed by a rocketing baseball that grazed past her head as she posed obliviously. The perfectly timed photo immediately went viral. Times Square from above. One of the most photographed locales on Earth was captured from a rather unique perspective thanks to the steely, fearless resolve of the photographer Dave Krugman. Krugman took to a harness stationed 2,000 feet above New York City's tourist hub Times Square to capture the effervescent glow of the Strip at night. Krugman's reward for his risk-taking was the stunning visual of what he termed a densely packed circuit board. Even from 2,000 feet up and amidst the peaks of some of the city's signature skyscrapers, Krugman captured the din of frenzied activity in Times Square. Lightning strikes. Two kids happily pose with their hair standing on end, blissfully unaware of the scary environmental circumstances that are creating such a photo opportunity. Decades later, it still stands as a harrowing warning to other youngsters who foolishly believe themselves to be immortal. This 1975 photo shows brothers Michael and Sean McQuilkin taking a break from climbing California's Morro Rock during a lightning storm. The storm is clearly close at hand, as evidenced by their static-driven hair, but they remain oblivious until Sean was eventually struck directly, suffering third-degree burns on his back. Luckily, both survived. Thanks for watching this video, guys. Which one of these photographs gave you chills? Let us know in the comments below. And while you're here, check out these other videos. And please, don't forget to click like and subscribe. Thanks!